that he killed his father and married his own mother? He died, hated and condemned by all. Then his wife and mother went in the same. And she was our mother as well. Brought her own life to a violent end by hanging herself. And now finally, our two of her brothers in a single day kill each other. Are we going to add to that cycle of horrors? I shall obey this lieutenant authority. But I shall beg those under the earth to understand that I am being forced to do this against my will. It's not fair, Bella, you can't marry.
Fine, do as you like. I shall bury my brother. Even if you do not want to, I will not betray him. I know it's right. My crime will be a holy crime. As for you, forget about the gods if that's what you want.
I'm just going to make the laws of the city.
Make that excuse if you like. I'm going to bury our brother.
Of course, this firm is so afraid for you.
Don't worry about me. Just take care of yourself. No! Let the whole world know what Antigone is going to do.
You're in love with the impossible, and I'm afraid.
If that's all you have to say, then you're my enemy. And Polynices will have every right to call you that as well. So let me suffer for what you call impossible. I shall at least die with honor.
Go, Antigone. There's nothing I can do to stop you. But just know I will always love you.
First ray of sun, fairer than anything before by me.
At last you appear!
Golden-eyed day, who made the man who came from Argos flee.
Polynices attacked our land.
Polynices stood above our houses, hungry for gore. Polynices fled. He was no match for the
dragon race of thieves!
Don't taste the false tongue. Zeus brings him down with the lightning bolt.
Not Polynices falls and hits the hard earth. Plans to take the city went awry. The worthy war god gave victory to one.
Thieves!
Your feet to another.
Argos!
But the ill-fated brothers,
Antigone and Polynices!
clashed their spears,
And both lost.
sharing a double death.
Let us forget the war and give our victory into the night! Dragon race!
Gentlemen, God shook our city with a heavy storm. But now they have set things right again. I've singled you out because you were loyal to Laius' government. When Oedipus, his son, ran the city, you were loyal to him. Woo! Woo! When he died, your loyalty carried through to his son, Antigone. They're all dead. I hold all the power since I am their closest relative. You cannot know a man's heart until you've tested his skill in leadership. Any ruler who does not pursue the policies he judges best, but holds his tongue because he's afraid, think him the lowest of the low. Worse still, a man who sets a friend or relative above his country does not deserve the name citizen.
No, it's not.
Speaking for myself, I would not keep quiet if I saw the city threatened with destruction. But I wouldn't call an enemy of my land a friend of mine. I now have an announcement for the peoples regarding the sons of Oedipus. Antigone, who died defending his country, a great warrior and patriot, shall be buried with the honors for the most respectable of our dead. But his brother, Polynices, who came to burn this city to the ground, drink our blood, and lead us into slavery, I decree that his body shall be left unburied, to be torn apart and eaten by the birds and wild dogs. Traitors will never be preferred over law-abiding citizens. I will always honor the loyal subject, whether he is alive or dead.
It is your job to display the loyalty and reward the loyalty.
We know only too well the power you hold over us, whether dead or alive. So soon as decreed is done. No sympathy for lawbreakers!
Your Lordship, I don't seem exactly out of breath coming here. I kept thinking and thinking. My mind went in circles. Crane hears about what happened to somebody else. How do you think you're going to get out of trouble then? turning this over and over, looking at it again and again. I dragged my feet and made a short road long. So, here I am. Even if what I have to say amounts to nothing, I will still tell you the whole story.
What are you going on about, man?
I want to begin by saying I didn't do it, and I didn't see who did it, so you can't blame me.
Come on, just tell me. It's clear you have something important.
A heavy burden slows a man down.
For God's sake, out with it. Then you'll be free to go.
Okay. Someone has buried Polynices. What? Whoever it was scared earth over the body to perform the burial rites.
Who was there?
They left no trace. There was just enough earth over the body to satisfy the gods. We badmouthed each other, one guard blaming the other. We were ready to go through fire and swear by our mother's lies we didn't know who did it. Our search got us nowhere, and the guards said we had to tell you, not hide a thing. I drew the short straw, so here I am, unwilling and unwanted.
Could the gods be behind this? Blasphemy! To suggest the gods have any interest in this corpse? Polynices came to burn and loot our sacred temples, destroy this land and its laws. Do you see the gods honoring traitors? Impossible. For a long time now, people in this city have been muttering privately against me. So I see what's happened. They've bribed someone to do this. There is nothing worse than greed. It destroys cities, it teaches villainy and neglect of the gods. Those who are paid to do it will regret it. I swear that if you do not find the person responsible for this and bring him here to me, I will hang you alive until you scream out your treachery. Bribes from your pocket won't protect you.
Will your lordship allow me to put in a word? Hermetically or off just like that?
You're playing with fire.
Is fire in your ears or your heart?
Do you want a map? What does it matter where the fire is?
The one who did this burns your heart. I just burn your ears.
Stop rambling!
Rambler, yes. Criminal, no.
Yes, because you sold your soul for money.
It's a pity if a man can't tell a false coin from true.
Stop being clever. Do not bring me the guilty parties. You'll pay with your blood.
There are many wonders of the world, but nothing more amazing than man.
He crosses the white cat seas in winter storms.
Cuts to the surge as it booms about him.
He turns up soil year after year with the help of mules.
Skillful man of clever thought traps in his nets the birds, wild animals, and sea creatures of the deep.
He tames the rough-maned horse and the untired mountain wolf, hurling a yoke over their necks.
He has mastered speech and thought swift as wind. He's ready for all that comes as he goes out to meet the future. Only death he cannot escape.
Creon!
My
Creon!
Can I believe my eyes? Surely this is young Antigone.
Where is Creon?
What is it?
She did it. We got her burying the body.
How did you catch her?
She was burying the body with her own hands.
Do you realize what you're saying? My niece Antigone? Are you sure you have it right?
When we got back, we stripped the earth of the corpse. We kept each other awake through the night to catch anyone who tried to recover the body. Then suddenly the swirling wind raised a dust storm. When it finally let up, this girl appears. She screams a heart-piercing cry, like a mother bird who finds her nest empty. She scatters earth over the naked corpse. We chased her and hunted her down. And when we charged her with this crime the one before, she wasn't afraid. She didn't deny a thing.
You there, with your eyes on the ground, do you attempt to deny any of this?
I deny nothing.
You can be off. Now then, Antigone, tell me, didn't you know that I had issued a decree forbidding this?
Of course I knew. Everyone knew.
Did you dare to break the law?
Yes. Because the order did not come from the gods above nor those below.
And I didn't think any edict issued by you had the power to override the unwritten and unfailing law of the gods. I didn't fear the mere judgment of a man so much as of the immortal gods. I knew I would die someday. And if I must die before I have the chance to live, then so be it. Anyone living as I have, buried alive in sorrow, thinks death is a blessing.
Savage child of a savage father.
Suffering has taught her nothing.
Arrogance does not suit a young girl. It was one crime to do it, but to boast about it afterwards? Even though she's my sister's child, she and her sister will not escape punishment. Yes, equally guilty. Call his meaning in.
So you've decided I will die.
Yes. Your death will satisfy me.
There's no greater glory than this for me. Everyone here would cheer me if fear didn't silence them.
Have you no shame?
There is no shame in what I've done for my brother.
Wasn't Antigone, the one who died defending this country, a brother too?
Who knows who is a hero or a traitor in the land of the dead?
Traitors and heroes do not have the same rights.
The gods require the same law be observed for both.
An enemy will never be one of us.
I was born to love, not to hate.
Then go love and help.
Look, Ismene is coming in through the gateway of her beloved brother and sister.
Tell me, Ismene, did you or did you not share in this burial?
Yes, I did.
I did it alone. I'm prepared to suffer with you. Don't try and die with me. And don't take the blame for something you didn't do.
What reason do I have for living?
Ask Creon.
Why do you want to hurt me, Antigone? Why?
I don't want to hurt you. I'm just telling the truth.
I want to help you.
Then save yourself. I don't want you to die too.
Pity me, let me die with you.
No! You chose life and I death.
Don't now.
No! You live.
You're insane. The two of you.
Suffering jumps a good sense, Uncle.
You lost your good sense when you chose to side with the criminal.
I can't live without my sister.
Don't speak of her like that.
Will you kill your son's future bride?
Yes. Thank the gods.
Will you really steal Antigone for payment?
It will be death that stops the marriage, not I.
So you've decided I will die.
We've both decided. Stop wasting time. Take them inside.
Happy are they whose life has no taste of sorrow.
Once their house falls from grace, they are cursed. Generation after generation.
Sorrows of the living pile up over the sorrows of the dead.
There's no peace for any generation. In the house of Oedipus, the light shining over the last roofs, are extinguished by the burial owned to the gods. By thoughtless talk and hell-bent mind,
For the gods have the power and glory.
mankind is different. Happiness, like his life, is fragile.
Happiness does not last.
Happiness is the shortest candle of all. Light for 1 minute,
Then darkness. Here is Haman, the last of your children. I think he's heard the news of Antigone and that his hopes for marriage are now ruined.
I can see that for myself. Son, did you hear my decision about your bride?
Father, you have the wisdom to direct me, and I'll follow you. No marriage means more to me than your wise guidance.
Right. That's a good son. He follows his father. The man who has useless children has shown tears for himself and laughter for his enemies. No, I say it clearly, son. Never lose your mind over a woman. Throw her out like the trash she is. Let her find a husband in hell.
Can you repeat that?
Your Antigone was the only person in this city who defied me. I caught her in the act. If I allowed disobedience in the family, I can expect it from people too. There's nothing worse than anarchy. It disrupts families and destroys cities. Obedience saves lives and keeps the ship of state on its true course. We need to preserve discipline.
Father, I've heard people weeping for this young woman, saying the last thing she deserves is to die for an act of great nobility. Surely she deserves to be honored rather than condemned. There's nothing that I want more, Father, than for your well-being. What could please a son more than for his father's happiness and reputation? And a father couldn't wish more for his son. Be open-minded. Don't think that your opinion and no other is right. In winter storms, trees that bend save themselves. But those that resist are destroyed root and branch. If you'll forgive me for preaching to you, Father, I would say it's best to be born all wise. But since this is rare, next best is to listen to good advice.
So am I. Leader of this city to be taught by an immature boy like you?
Consider what I say, not my age.
Are you saying we should accept anarchy?
No!
Can't you see she's breeding anarchy?
The people of our city don't think so.
Now it's the city that tells me how I should rule.
Father, you're behaving like a child. No city belongs to one man.
Doesn't the city's authority come from its ruler?
You're not ruling a desert, Father, but a city full of people.
She's poisoned his mind against me.
No, I'm on your side.
Aren't you ashamed to stand there and question your father in front of others?
Not when I see him acting unfairly.
What is unfair about respecting and discharging the responsibilities of my office?
But you showed take someone else with her.
So now you have the gall to threaten me?
There is no threat in telling the truth.
I'll be sorry for this. You don't understand anything.
Won't you listen to a thing I'm saying?
I've had enough! By God, drag out that viper so she can die here on the spot next to her bridegroom.
I won't let that happen. I'm leaving.
Sir, he left in a fury.
A young mind stung with pain is dangerous.
He can do what he wants. He can get drunk on his grand ideas, but he will not save those two girls from death. You're right. Not the one who didn't touch the body. How do you plan to kill Antigone? Take her to some remote place and bury her alive. She could pray to the gods of the underworld and ask them to spare her life.
Passion will always win the fight.
Passion ravishes all. No mortal can escape you, nor that creature of a day.
Man, all who are passion slaves are mad.
You tear the just away from justice. It is you who has stirred up this fight between blood relatives.
Passion is always victorious. When she plays the game with you,
She will win.
Tiresias! Does he have something to tell us? What do you want, Tiresias?
I want nothing. Just listen and obey.
I haven't disobeyed your commands in the past.
And so you steered the ship of state well.
I'll admit that I've benefited from your help.
Then know you are once again on razor's edge.
What are you talking about?
You will learn after you have heard what the signs revealed to me. I took my ancient seat of prophecy, where birds of all kinds congregate, and I heard strange noises, a meaningless screech of madness. I was afraid and tried to make a sacrifice. The fire refused my offerings. The stinking slime dripped down on the ashes. It smoked and sputtered. The gall of the liver, the dripping thigh bones. It is your decree, Creon, that has brought sickness upon this city. The gods no longer receive the prayers we offer, and the birds no longer cry out clear messages for me, because they have eaten a dead man's blood. My son, there is not a man born who does not make mistakes. But if he is flexible and tries to correct those mistakes, he is both wise and fortunate. Egotistical stubbornness is mere stupidity.
Old one. You've made money out of me for years by bringing me terrible news. But you'll not bury that man. Not even if the eagles of Zeus carry the pieces of his corpse up to high heaven. And you, Tiresias, watch out. Even the cleverest fall and fail when they cloak their shameful message in the glib of words for the sake of their gain.
I have a piece of advice for you.
What? Still more advice?
Sound judgment is the most precious of all possessions.
Yes. But I also know that talking nonsense causes great harm.
That is the disease you suffer from.
I will tell you I think, but I don't want to insult the prophet.
You are provoking me to say things that are better left unsaid.
Say your worst. Make sure you collect your fee.
You will learn. You will give up a child from your home, a corpse in payment for corpses. You put in a tomb a living being, while you kept unburied a corpse which belonged to the gods. You should not have done this. You can never escape the avenging furies of hell. And they have set an ambush on you. You won't have long to wait to hear the weeping of men and women in your home. I guarantee you will not escape the consequences. Child, take me home, so he can rage against younger men.
Sir, Tiresias has made terrible prophecies. I know that in all my years he has never lied to the city. I know that! I fear I may be caught in a fatal web.
Think carefully.
Tell me what I should do.
Go and free the girl. Build a tomb for the exposed corpse.
Is that your advice? Are you telling me to give in? Sir, swift-footed vengeance
on its way.
I see what I did was wrong.
I'm afraid. God of many names, O Bacchus, you watch over the noble Italy. Immortal voices sing your praises when you walk through the streets of Thebes.
You honor this city.
And now to your citizens stricken with disease, come healer.
Hail, Lord of the dance of the fire-breathing stars.
Priest of the night, voices son of Zeus.
Appear, Lord. Life is so unpredictable. Love constantly changes. Creon was once to be envied. He saved Arcadian land from its enemies. Took it on as his responsibility, guided it in single-handed rule. Now all has turned to nothing. He's a corpse that breathes.
What bad news do you have for us?
They're dead.
Who is dead?
Who is the murderer? Haman is dead.
Who killed Haman?
He killed himself. Angry at the murders his father committed.
Tiresias. The word has come true.
Yes.
Look, I see poor Eurydice, Creon's wife, coming from the house.
Citizens,
I overheard talk of some disaster. Sta sparato pesimo. Tell me, please, I'm not used to hearing bad news.
I was there. I shall tell you. I went along with your husband to the edge of the field, where the body of Polynices was still lying, ripped apart by dogs. We prayed, washed the body, and built a tomb. We heard a shrill cry come from the girl's bridal chamber of death. Creon moaned in bitter agony. Oh, terrible! Am I the loneliest path I have ever walked? Is it my son's voice I hear? Run closer and tell me if this is the voice of Haman. We saw Antigone hanging at the back of the tomb by a noose of knotted limbs. Haman was embracing her. He wept. Creon let out a piercing cry. Oh, terrible! What are you doing? What are you thinking? Come out here at once! Haman wept. He dodged. He lunged at his father with his sword. Creon dodged. And furious with himself, the lad straightway fell upon his sword. The two were married, but in death.
Our queen has left without a word.
Much silence has its dangers.
My child!
Your wife is dead. She killed herself. She closed her eyes and welcomed the darkness, weeping for Haman's death. She cursed you as his murderer.